Welcome back, it's 9, and today we are going to be discussing the PlayStation 5 Pro and the PSVR 2 release date. Now let's get started with the PlayStation 5 Pro. Basically, a patent was filed in August of 2021 for accelerated ray tracing performance, and some believe this to be a PS5 patent, but since Digital Foundry has disputed this, stating that the hardware required for this is not even inside the PS5, so this implies that we are looking at a patent for the PS5 Pro. So how can we look at this in terms of what's happened in the past? Well, post the PS4 launch, there were multiple patents that were related to the PS4 Pro, so it is very possible we are looking at a possible PS5 Pro patent, but we gotta also look at the other side of things here. So with patents, they get filed often that aren't actually even used. They're not always used. That's something that we have to keep in mind. The PS5 is also in a very different situation than the PS4 was. A PS5 Pro doesn't really feel necessary given how good the hardware is. And this could even be related to a PlayStation 6. So there's a lot of stuff here that is in the air. It's not necessarily a sure thing. Obviously, there are going to be those that feel very confident about this being related to PS5 Pro or PS6 or even the PS5 for that matter, but really only time will tell. In my honest opinion, I could see this being more of a PS5 Pro thing or PS6. It doesn't make sense for them to do the PS5 Pro route, but it's very possible they could do that again. I mean, they did do it with the PS4 Pro. Even though we kind of knew why they went that route, it was more so due to the way the hardware launched, and then 4K was becoming a thing as well. So they were really trying to fit into all those different categories at the same time. But the PS5 is a different story. It's very powerful. It's good for the time that it's in. The hardware is up to date. I feel like we're likely going to see like a slim model and all those type of iterations, but I don't see us doing a PS5 Pro. But again, I could be wrong. I mean, you know, again, like they did do PS4 Pro, so they could very well go ahead and do a PS5 Pro as well, if it makes sense from a financial perspective. Now on to our next topic, which is a big one as well, the PSVR 2 release date, and this is getting a lot more attention. I remember we were talking about components and rumors and all that stuff, and the expectation was kind of that it was going to be released this year, but according to PSVR Without Parole on YouTube, the PSVR 2 is due out in Q1 2023. This channel has accurately leaked details on the new headset in the past, which lends it credibility. But as always, take any information like this as you see fit. So the reason for the 2023 launch is due to the supply issues of the PS5 and Sony wanting to ensure that changes in time for the launch of the PSVR 2. Now this is what PSVR Without Parole states. So again, take that as you will. What I personally think is this makes a lot of sense. And I suspected this before in previous videos where I said that I believe that this could be an early 2023 release, if not a holiday release, because it seemed like everything was still not in place for it. But if you factor in that the PS5 is not in as many people's hands as maybe Sony would have liked, that is a big deal as well, because we have to remember that the PS5 is going to be the only place where you can actually use the PSVR 2 headset. So even if you have a PS4, you're not going to be able to use this hardware. So they're going to completely be relying on the pool of people who own a PS5. And the fact that they're not going to have enough PS5s out there at the time is definitely an issue to consider, right? Like, you don't want to put out a hardware like the PSVR 2 headset and definitely come out with lower sales because there was just not enough people who own a PS5. So this is making a lot of sense for them to want to have those consoles out there first before they release something like this, a monumental, release like the PSVR 2, where it's going to be a big deal for Sony and a big deal for VR and PlayStation fans as well. It's important to note that this may not clear up by Q1 2023. The shortage has been said that it's going to continue into the rest of 2022 and even into 2023 in some cases. So I feel like this is something that we definitely have to consider. So it could very well, if that is the goal, if that is the reason that they are not releasing PSVR 2, it could very well go past Q1 2023. Maybe we don't see it till holiday 2023. That's something to keep in mind. That's something to consider, because if that's their goal, if their goal is to have as many PS5s as possible out there before they release this thing, then they're probably going to want to wait as long as they can without waiting too long, if you know what I mean. But that's all I have for you guys in today's video. I'd love to hear from you. What do you think of this PlayStation 5 Pro situation? What do you think of this patent? Do you believe that it's for the PS5, PS5 Pro, PlayStation 6? Do you think it's something that just won't get utilized? Or could it just be something that we see further down the road? How do you feel about the PSVR 2 release date according to PSVR Without Parole? Do you think that this has any validity to it? please let me know in the comments. And as always, if you have not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos, and hit the like button. It helps the channel a ton. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Links will be in the description. And share this video with a friend. I will talk to you all on the next one. Take care.